Losing a job is always for big things? Think again. From the bizarre to the boneheaded. Today we're counting 33 of the dumbest reasons people actually got fired in America. And yes, these really happened. Stay tuned, because by number 21 you'll wonder how any of them had a job in the first place. 1. Spoiling Titanic before it premiered. Imagine being so hyped for your job at a movie theater, and then blowing it before the credits even roll. That's exactly what happened when a young employee casually spoiled Titanic to a crowd during a sneak preview. You think he's asleep, but he's frozen, he said, smirking. A few people laughed, but the manager didn't. Turns out, leaking the ending of one of the most anticipated films ever wasn't part of the job description. No warning, no write-up, just a fast track to unemployment. He sank faster than the ship itself. 2. Flaming donuts from the freezer. Midnight shifts can get boring, especially at a donut shop, so one guy thought he'd spice things up, literally. He stuffed donuts into the freezer and set them on fire as a personal clean-up snack ritual. Was it funny? Maybe to him. But when management found out, the only thing burning was his career. He claimed it was performance art. They called it a safety violation and escorted him out before he could torch another Bavarian cream. Flaming desserts? Hilarious. Flaming job? Not so much. 3. Bad autograph timing. A Hollywood A-lister walks into your restaurant. What do you do? For one waiter, the answer was beg for an autograph. Right there. While on shift. With customers waiting and the boss watching. He couldn't resist. Hands trembling, he slid over a napkin and pen. The celebrity smiled. The manager didn't. In 5 minutes, he went from starstruck to unemployed. Lesson? Never let fanboy instincts sabotage your paycheck. Fame might shine, but rent still needs paying. 4. Poor stapling performance. It was his first week. A new hire, eager to impress, until the stapler betrayed him. He misaligned the pages, jammed the tool, and accidentally stapled his own sleeve. The boss watched. He didn't laugh. Instead, he slammed a stapling tutorial sign on the desk and walked away fuming. The next day, HR called him in. They claimed he wasn't office ready. Apparently, stapling is sacred. Forget deadlines, creativity, or charm. Mess up one paper packet, and it's game over. 5. Stealing coworkers' lunches. Office fridges are war zones. One guy didn't get the memo. He spotted a labeled sandwich, not yours, and ate it anyway. Turns out, it belonged to the boss's assistant. Cameras caught him mid-bite. The next morning, he walked into the break room, only to find the same sandwich, uneaten, sitting on a plate, with his name on the termination letter. Office etiquette matters. Touching food that isn't yours? It's not just rude, it's a career killer. 6. Boring yawns. A sleepy security guard let out one big yawn. Just one. But the manager watching the live feed hit pause and zoomed in like it was a heist scene. Lack of presence, they said. Apparently, yawning on duty meant he wasn't intimidating enough. The guard argued it was 4 a.m. Still, no second chance. Fired for being tired. In a job where nothing happens. Irony? Absolutely. Comforting? Not even a little. 7. Discount disaster. His first shift at a noodle bar. Nervous hands, fast-moving line. A woman orders, he rings it up. 20 cents instead of $20. She grins and walks off. 10 minutes later, the manager replays the receipt and flips out. You cost us $19.80. No one cared, it was a mistake. Training error, they claimed, and just like that, he was history. Moral of the story? Noodles are fragile, and price tags are sacred. 8. Coaching a basketball blowout. A high school coach led his team to a 100-0 victory. That's right, absolute domination. The crowd went wild. The players were pumped. But the school board? Not impressed. Unsportsmanlike conduct, they ruled. Apparently, winning too hard is a fireable offense. No complaints from the kids. Just a confused coach holding a pink slip in one hand and a game ball in the other. Welcome to America, where success has limits, and empathy scores points. 9. Accidentally heroic. A mall security guard noticed a guy breaking into a car. Like any decent person, he sprinted over and stopped the theft. Police came. The car was saved. Hero of the day, right? Wrong. His boss called him a distraction. Said he created a scene. That afternoon, he was let go for doing his job too well. Turns out, heroism doesn't always fit the company policy. 10. Matching orange uniforms. It started as a fun thing. 14 coworkers showed up in bright orange outfits one Friday. It was a tradition from before the new manager started. But this guy, he thought it was a prank. Gang behavior, he called it. By Monday, all 14 were jobless. Fired not for performance, not for attitude, but for daring to match in public. Unity? Punished. Color coordination? Apparently a threat. 11. Flea infestation liability. He didn't just bring bad vibes to the office, he brought fleas. Twice. The first time, HR had to shut down the entire building and call exterminators. Gross, but forgivable. But the second time? Turns out he was living in a trailer packed with stray cats like it was a feline Airbnb. HR said, "Enough is enough," and released him like the pests he unleashed. Moral of the story? If you're gonna live with 20 cats, maybe invest in flea collars. Or at least don't bring the infestation to the break room. 12. Fire the innocent scapegoat. Imagine shadowing someone at work and getting fired for their crime. A teen intern was paired with the store's loss prevention manager's son, who, spoiler alert, was stealing thousands. When inventory went missing, guess who got the boot? Not the thief, but the intern. No trial, no questions. Just, you're out. Weeks later, the truth came out, but too late to fix the damage. Justice may be blind, but in this case, HR was downright clueless. Lesson: never get too close to the boss's kid. You might catch more than mentorship. 13. Drunk sign hitting debut. He didn't even clock in. Hired for the tool rental department, this guy arrived with his uniform halfway on and a bottle still buzzing in his bloodstream. On the way in, he slammed into a "no parking" sign like it was his personal nemesis. Toolbox went flying. HR? Standing nearby, clipboard in hand, eyebrows raised to heaven. His first day became his last day, and the only thing he installed was regret. Some people quit before they start. Others? They crash into the job headfirst, literally. 14. Disloyal for job applications. You'd think looking for a better job is just life. But nope. One guy quietly sent out his resume, dreaming of greener cubicles. He didn't badmouth his employer or slack off, just filled out job apps in private. But his current boss found out and fired him for disloyalty. Apparently, if you're thinking about leaving, you better announce it with fireworks. Or get escorted out. Because career growth? That's a betrayal in some workplaces. Tip: use incognito mode next time you job hunt. 15. Raw weed snack. Working at a cannabis facility doesn't mean you get to eat the inventory. One guy got caught munching on raw weed buds during his lunch break, straight off the production line. He claimed it was harmless and probably organic. HR disagreed. Turns out, eating unsanctioned product is not only gross, it's also a fireable offense. He walked out stoned on disappointment, not THC. Next time you want a green snack at work, try kale. It won't cost you your job, or break any laws. 16. Fired for bringing tools from home. Some employees bring passion. Others bring socket wrenches. One Walmart mechanic brought his own high-end tools to make repairs faster. But instead of praise, he got pink-slipped. The reason? Management said non-company tools were a liability. Even though he was doing his job better, his independence was seen as rebellion. So he went from tightening bolts to tightening his belt. Workplace lesson: sometimes thinking outside the tool box gets you thrown out entirely. 17. Cat filter during Zoom court hearing. It was supposed to be a professional virtual court hearing. Instead, it turned into viral comedy. A county employee logged in, only to realize his webcam had a cat face filter. Big eyes. Whiskers. The works. He tried to explain. "I'm not a cat." But tech wasn't on his side. The video exploded online. Millions laughed. But HR? Not so much. He was terminated for unprofessional conduct. Which is ironic, considering he was the most popular cat on the internet that day. 18. Took a selfie with the donut wall. At a luxury wedding event, the planner thought the donut wall looked too good to resist. So before guests arrived, she snapped a quick selfie in front of the sugary backdrop. Cute? Yes. Smart? Not even close. The bride found out and claimed the first look moment was ruined. Drama followed. HR followed faster. She was fired before the cake was even cut. Turns out, in wedding world, even selfies can cost you your job. 19. Photobombed a celebrity guest. A restaurant host spotted a customer taking a selfie, and playfully jumped into the background. Fun and games, right? Wrong. That guest turned out to be a Hollywood A-lister. The photo went viral, the celeb wasn't amused, and the restaurant's PR team went into panic mode. The host got canned before the dessert menu could be recited. Moral? Know your audience. Or better yet, don't photobomb people whose name trends on Twitter. 20. Birthday balloon equals biohazard. It was supposed to be a sweet gesture. Surprise balloons for a coworker's birthday. But when one balloon popped, it triggered the entire building's fire alarm system. Sprinklers went off. Computers drowned. Chaos erupted. The office was evacuated, and damages tallied in the thousands. HR reviewed the footage and saw her, smiling, holding balloons. The surprise turned into a disaster, and her job floated away like helium. Lesson: even celebrations have a danger zone. 21. Mugging your own customer. She thought she was being slick, scanning her friend's item under price check, printing a blank receipt, and waving them through with a wink. Maybe they'd laugh about it later over coffee. Nope. The manager didn't just spot it, she printed a pink slip faster than the receipt. In a world of corporate cameras and retail audits, even friendly favors look like felony attempts. And so, what started as a little checkout cheat ended in a permanent checkout from employment. Lesson learned. If you're gonna rob someone, maybe don't do it while wearing a company name tag. 22. Pointing at nuns and screaming. A group of peaceful nuns walk into Target. Seems normal, right? But not for this employee, who turned into a one-man rock concert crowd. "Holy sh*T, a nun!" he yelled, as if the Vatican just landed in aisle 7. The customers? Mortified. Management? Speechless. HR? Already typing. Turns out, screaming expletives at religious figures isn't covered under employee enthusiasm. He may have seen the light, but he also saw the exit. So next time you see a nun, maybe just whisper a prayer instead of shouting a profanity. Amen to that. 23. Fired for saying, "It smells like sh*T. Imagine being knee-deep in plumbing work, fixing drains, and saying what everyone else is thinking. "It smells like sh*T. Honest? Yes. Acceptable? Apparently not. The supervisor didn't appreciate the colorful commentary, even though the room was practically a sewage sauna. His honesty earned a pink slip faster than the flush. Now he's left wondering what's worse, the stench of blocked drains or the odor of office politics. Either way, lesson learned: when knee-deep in actual crap, try to keep your verbal filter tighter than the pipes you're fixing. 24. Innocent scapegoat syndrome. Inventory's missing. No one knows where it went. So what does HR do? Fire the quiet guy. Just to be safe. That's right, no evidence, no accusation, just convenient elimination. Because why investigate when you can sacrifice? The poor guy probably didn't even know how the inventory system worked. One minute he's stapling packing slips, the next he's packing his desk. In a workplace where fairness is optional and accountability is fictional, being innocent doesn't mean you're safe, it means you're expendable. HR logic, less. Human resources, more. Human roulette. 25. 16-hour shift or else. After grinding through a 12-hour shift, she was asked to stay another 4 hours to clean up. She politely declined. Management not only took it personally, they took it to HR. Within minutes, she was branded uncooperative and booted out. Apparently, labor laws are just bedtime stories in some paper mills. Refusing to collapse from exhaustion isn't rebellion, it's basic self-respect. But in this workplace, you either bend or break. She chose neither, and lost her job for choosing herself. Burnout culture strikes again. 26. Deja vu nun meltdown. You'd think lightning doesn't strike twice, but none jokes? Apparently they do. Another employee, another target, another group of nuns strolling by, and again, someone screamed, "Holy sh*T, a nun!" It's either a workplace coincidence, or a hidden camera show. But Target didn't find it funny. They repeated the same steps, shocked stares, HR call, immediate firing. If this is a test of divine patience, the nuns passed. And the employee failed. Twice. What's next? Swearing at Santa. Season? Either way, this holy outburst had very earthly consequences. 27. Pancake pilfering payoff. A senior executive making over $400,000 annually thought the best use of his career was stealing pancakes. Yep, the CEO's private breakfast buffet mysteriously lost a few flapjacks, and our guy was caught red-handed with syrup on his tie. It wasn't hunger. It wasn't protest. It was pancake piracy. Management didn't even blink. They flipped him like his stolen breakfast. The fall from corner office to unemployment line was swift and sticky. Turns out, no matter how high your salary, pancake greed still gets you toasted. 28. Soda stealing showdown. There's workplace theft, and then there's soda theft. This guy, already warned once, helped himself to a coworker's Dr. Pepper from the communal fridge. Again. HR treated it like a heist. One fizzy drink turned into his final straw. Maybe he thought no one would notice, but the office beverage code is sacred. You touch it, you own it, or in his case, you lose everything. All for 12 ounces of carbonation. And they say soda has no nutritional value. This one came with a career-ending twist. 29. Inventory scapegoat redux. Same crime, different victim. When the warehouse inventory vanished, HR skipped the whodunit and went straight to blame the temp. It's easier, after all. Less paperwork. They didn't bother asking questions, just found the quietest new hire and showed them the door. They called it precautionary termination. We call it spineless. One day you're scanning barcodes, the next your barcode history. It's like HR keeps a dartboard of random names to fire when numbers don't add up. Justice wasn't served, just another poor soul tossed into the corporate void. 30. $2,000 fake farewell party disaster. She threw herself a going-away party. Streamers, cake, speeches, the works. One problem. She wasn't actually leaving. The $2,000 bash billed to the company card was, according to her, a social experiment to see how much people appreciated her. Spoiler alert, the finance team didn't appreciate the invoice. Neither did HR. Turns out, manipulating coworkers into attending your fake exit just to feel loved is a terrible business model. The party ended early, the job ended immediately, and now she's left with nothing but the world's most expensive goodbye hug. 31. 1 minute late clock-in. He clocked in at 8:01 a.m., not once, but 3 times. The manager, channeling Wall Street-level drama, declared those 60-second delays as profit-killing behavior. Never mind his work ethic, customer reviews, or overtime hours. This was about principle, or control. Fired for a grand total of 3 minutes, less time than it takes to microwave popcorn. In a world where lateness is measured in seconds and second chances don't exist, punctuality isn't a courtesy, it's your job security. The real crime? Caring too much about the time, and not enough about the person. 32. Refusing a 16-hour shift. Another paper mill. Another 12-hour shift. Another manager requesting 4 more hours. Just to help. This time, the employee said no and walked off. Cue the pink slip and the public outrage. Social media exploded. Is this legal? How is this okay? The company shrugged. Apparently, turning down a 16-hour day means job abandonment. But burnout isn't rebellion, it's reality. This wasn't defiance. It was survival. You can work someone to the bone, but don't expect them to thank you for the privilege. 33. Fired for saving someone's life. During a routine call, a customer began slurring their words, clear signs of a medical emergency. The call center worker didn't hesitate. They hung up and dialed 911. Heroic, right? Wrong. They broke protocol by making an unauthorized external call. HR didn't see life-saving, they saw liability. The next day, they were fired. Let that sink in. They saved a life and lost their livelihood. In a world where policies matter more than people, sometimes the cost of compassion is your career. If you've ever been fired and thought, wow, that was dumb, you're not alone. Some of these folks got fired for being too kind, too honest, or just too unlucky. If you've seen worse, or lived it, drop your story in the comments. And hey, don't get fired before liking and subscribing.